Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Liminal Key. Today, I'm going to be doing a reading for you specifically that is connected to your Akashic Records and what part of your soul blueprint is ready for its final transformation. Take this as it resonates, and if it doesn't fit, feel free to release it. I'm going to tap into the Akashic Records for this collective and see what comes forth. What I'm being made aware of within your records has a lot to do with you being really honest with yourself, seeing the limitations that you have, seeing the ways that you have held yourself back, and then moving into a place of wanting to transform these old ways of doing things. You see, you feel like you've outgrown these patterns, these situations, and these dead ends. And I'm literally getting a road that has a dead end. And you no longer want to invest in things that just aren't going to get you the type of connection you want, the type of pleasure you want, the type of enjoyment you want. And joy is a big word. And so you're at the point now on your path where you're ready to face yourself. And that is exactly where you can open up your energy and ask for spirit's guidance and then go forward and have a lot of really deep change happen in your life. Let's get a little bit more specific when it comes to what that is going to look like. For me, it looks like you're literally taking off old costumes, old ways that you used to do things. And it's really not just from this lifetime. These are lifetimes that you've lived consecutively. It looks like some of you have had the same past life patterns, probably that you've repeated 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And now the summary of this is, I've learned my lesson. I'm ready to release. And so part of this idea of like the soul blueprint ready for shifting is that you came to this incarnation having a strategy of what you wanted to experience, what you wanted to enjoy, and what you wanted to bring forth into your life. And part of that is in this very moment, that is why you incarnated onto the planet at this very time. And that's because so many of you can call yourselves light workers, star seeds, whatever resonates for you, a soul-led person. You knew that you'd be able to connect with other light workers and people that were on the same page as you. And you could get information, wisdom, guidance, and be able to really dig in deep and know who you were on a soul level. And that is the extraordinary time of where you find yourself right now. So if this speaks to you, let's dive in further. And let me know in the comments where you are on your soul's path right now and what you feel like you're releasing and letting go of and stepping into. So let's bring some cards into this and see what we're getting from the tarot. We'll start with the tarot. I'm going to pull about 3 cards. We have the Moon, we have the 9 of Pentacles, and then we have the Ace of Wands. The Moon in this version is so beautiful. And I also feel like what we know about the Moon is the Moon is actually a luminary. It lights up the sky even in the darkest night. And so right now, your higher self, your soul, is shining down specifically on your physical, mental, emotional body and shining light on the parts of your life, your emotions, your patterns that literally just don't fit you any longer. So it's bringing forth illumination, light, clarity, and it is revealing what is no longer working. So you may be at the point where you're already feeling as though you don't fit into many of the things that you used to be a part of. Even with possibly your job, your career, your work, it doesn't feel in the same way as satisfying as it once did. Possibly you want to take a break or pull away a little bit from some of the social interactions you've had and change things up, is what I'm hearing. And so there is a deeper need for you to start to think about, who do I want to invest my time in? And where am I getting more out of different relationships? And those relationships that don't feel authentic feel as though they are very hollow and non satisfying. The Nine of Pentacles also, remember, the Pentacles have so much to do with our physical reality, our physical bodies, our physical environment, where we invest our time, our money, and how we show up. And it also has a lot to do with our physical well-being. And this is something I feel so deeply with you, that you feel like you want tangible results in your life. In fact, even in your living environment, I just got a ringing in my ear, which is confirmation on the left side. And that is that even the furniture you have and the things in your home, the pictures on the walls, possibly even your car, are starting to feel like they don't fit you anymore. Now, before we go, selling all our furniture or getting rid of our car, let's take a breath together and remember it's a journey, it's a process. And because you're taking off these layers, these clothes, these things that don't fit you anymore, it's going to start to feel like you want to hurry up and change things quickly. Okay, that is the momentum of this energy, especially as we're going forth with the astrology right now. And again, whenever this finds you is perfect, but it has a momentum to it. And so this is going to make you want to feel like you want to change, and you want to change quickly. But the Nine of Pentacles does not move too quickly. In fact, she takes her time. She looks at each of the pentacles, each of the things that are physical in her life, and she thinks, now, which of these really fit with my soul, who I am, in this next half of this period of time, or the time before me? So I'm just getting a sense of you like shining this large, almost like a huge crystal ball, and getting really clear on, okay, what do I want things to feel like in my environment? And this also really could be to do with your physical body, that you're all of a sudden feeling like, okay, I want to get strong. I want to get healthy. I want to maybe change how I'm eating. I want to eat cleaner. And I want to feel more connected to my food and what I'm putting in my body. There's just a lot of things. I also see you going through some things I'm hearing with like skincare products, wanting to use things that really feel good on your skin and nourishing and take care of you. And there's just this deeper like priestess energy coming through for you to feel this connection with that physicality. And I suspect that you haven't felt that way in a really long time about your body. In fact, you were just kind of going through the motions and it didn't matter as much. It's not good or bad. It's just, it was a different time. But now you're in charge. And I also want to say you're drawn to wearing certain colors. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of like light blues, possibly coral or like peach colors, maybe some neutral natural tones. This is to say that energy, color has a vibration. And so you want the colors, the vibration around you to feel really in harmony with your energy, your soul. This is a lot to do with frequency, your aura, your energy field, your chakras, and feeling again that fine tuning of what is exactly the right fit. And I love this so much. You'll have to let me know in the comments if this is making sense. And this is interesting, and I want to know what you're doing. The next card that's coming up here is the Ace of Wands. Notice in this version, the snake is here. And we know the snake is like deep transformation. And it also is that divine feminine, right? It's the Kundalini. It is the awakening energy. And we know, again, this is the name of this reading, is what part of my soul blueprint is ready for final transformation. This is all about transformation, shedding my skin. And again, let's go back to taking off all those costumes from all those past lives and the snake shedding his skin, the scales coming off. Remember, you can learn things from those layers. I think you can take the wisdom that you had from those lifetimes and you can use it to your advantage. Note, that is something else that they're mentioning to me. Let's pull up 2 more cards with this and see what's coming forward. This is such a beautiful reading for you. I'm so excited. Okay, we're getting some contradiction here, okay? The first thing is we are getting the card of the devil. Notice the snake is coming through in this version. We'll talk about that. And then also we are getting the Queen of Cups, which is, of course, water, emotion, relationships, psychic abilities, and also connection to emotions. Something I'm really getting that's coming through right now is that I feel like you have been doing scrying or looking into doing water scrying. And really, if you need to look that up or investigate that, feel free to do so. But it's essentially when you take a surface, it could be water, it could even be a black, like obsidian piece of stone. And you relax your gaze, you gaze into it, and you're being able to then open up essentially that liminal space and get psychic information and downloads likely to channel. So I'm really feeling this connection with you opening up your third eye, getting visions, connecting with guides, and feeling that sense of a depth coming through really strongly. And for some of you, I do feel Hecate here. And this may not be for all of you, but I do feel her coming forward. I personally work with her. So she is bringing forth a support, a holding space for you, of welcoming you into being able to be that psychic self that you have been trying to step into. And again, because you've been held back by a lot of these layers of these lifetimes, you haven't been able to be as light and free with it. So it's starting to really come up for you in your life. And I'm just getting the chills all over when I'm stepping into this, as though I'm very excited for you. I can't say enough good things. I will also say really briefly, if you are interested in really diving in and exploring your intuitive, psychic, and mediumship abilities, I do have a membership. And it's called the Sanctuary. We would love to have you. All the information is going to be below. So, because I'm just seeing you moving right into these psychic abilities and really taking charge of your intuition. Now, the devil is coming up. The devil is the energy of Capricorn, and it can be challenging at best. And why is that? And it's because the idea of change or moving forward, there's a subconscious layer for you that feels as though it's just blocked still, and still connected to the piece of you that wants to hold on to the way things used to be, slightly concerned that things won't actually go the way you have hoped, possibly second guessing your visualizations and the things you're manifesting or wanting to manifest. So there is really this idea that you want to almost like withdraw slightly from what you're about to do and explore. And this is just a really good time to write things out, to evaluate where your fears are coming from, where are they originating from. Possibly to do, I'm seeing like a guided meditation or some type of energy work that can help you release the subconscious fear around this. I'm also hearing like subliminals that can help you reprogram your subconscious around fear about lack and things changing. And that is going to be something important for you to do. That's what they're mentioning to me. So I did want to give you that. Let's move into doing some of the Folia Oracle deck and just see what other messages the guides have to say. These are going to be your guides that surround you and who help support you in every way. So we're getting the card of celebration. Enjoy your victories with others. Isn't that beautiful? So ringing of the bell, that might be a symbol or a sign for you. Bells ringing is what I'm getting. But also at this point, this feels like the Four of Wands to me. And I actually pulled this card for myself today when I was doing my own reading and remembering that we really need to celebrate how far we've come. You really need to celebrate how far you've come. And remember to enjoy that which is around you that's positive, that's thriving, that wants to encourage you, that wants you to just be in the moment, realize, oh my gosh, look where you've been and look how far you've come. All right, my love. And then we have belief. We talked about this, right? Examine existing beliefs. And you're going to already be doing that because we talked about that specifically for what? For the Capricorn energy that came up that wants to keep you stuck. So you're going to be looking a little bit more deeply into the subconscious and weighing things out and really seeing things under the light of day, realizing that these are just subconscious beliefs. They're not real. They're not true. Now we're getting the ladder of success. 38, success, gradual success with thoughtful actions. That reminds me a lot of the work that we do for 9 of Pentacles. You know, the 9 of Pentacles, I'll pull that up for us one more time just to be able to have a look at her, how beautiful these seemingly go together for me. Don't they look lovely together? I feel as though this is just taking time each morning, getting grounded, planting your feet on the floor, taking a nice deep breath, say hello to yourself, your higher self, welcome in your guides, and then in that moment, just take all the pressure off yourself that you have to get up and start your day right away. And know that you can, first of all, resting is very important for you. That's another thing I'm hearing. And the other thing is your success that you're measuring, it's a journey and it doesn't end. And you really need to enjoy each moment. And that's how you then bring your blueprint, your higher self, into your physical reality and become more of who you actually are instead of something that you've been in the past. And that's what they're showing me with the clothes coming off from past lives. Okay, let's pull another one of these cards and then we'll get into some other messages for Oracle. Lock. Something is hidden or locked, number 36, but it's also the number 9. So there is something coming forward that's going to help you. It may not be coming out right away, but it's nearby. The other thing for me is, again, going back to Hecate and being able to open up the door with a key. You know, the key in terms of spirituality, and when we talk about liminal spaces, which is the space in the ether or the space in the spiritual world, which is not the physical, going between realms, you know, when you're expanding, really has a lot to do with not rushing, being present, and being open. And that's how we often have these changes in spirit that are very profound but very simple. Not trying to rush ahead to be somewhere that we feel we need to be, but just being where we are. And that's how you open up the door and things that you are wanting so bad just come to light. All right, let's get a final card. This is a new deck I have. It's an ancestral deck, Ancestral Healing Oracle. And let's just see what our message is. And this will be the final message from the ancestors and those that love you, who wish your highest good. I would love it if you can come back and see me. And it really helps this channel as I'm growing for you to comment, give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share. And at some point, I hope to do those boosts, you know, the power boosts and the hype button, I should say. If you can do that, that helps me so much. And again, of course, my name is Carey. Here's this card from your ancestors. Acknowledge your progress. This is so fantastic. Also, we're getting the number 33, if that's a number for you. I know it is for me. So really, that is all going back to, again, really enjoying where you are, being grounded in this moment, seeing all the accomplishments you have. I was going to grab for you the 9 of Pentacles again. And then just enjoying that process, because rushing ahead to where? Rushing ahead to what's the next thing? There's really, the only thing we have really is right now. So enjoy what it is you have and be here now. Final card for you from the ancestors. Create healthy boundaries. That is saying it all. So be sure, friends, to take care of yourself, to be in the moment, knowing your soul is bringing all of its truth, It's information, wisdom, guidance into this moment. I will see you in the next reading. Take care.